Guys, this is probably going to be a quicker video, but it's something I had to get off my chest because quite frankly, I was shocked when I saw the announcement of the players who were included in the Rising Stars game, which by the way, they're not having the actual game this year, just the selection of the players, which is what I personally think they should have done for the All-Star game, but that's neither here nor there. But when I saw that Patrick Williams and Coby White's names were left off, I was honestly shocked, especially for Patrick Williams, because if you compare how he's performed versus the rest of the rookie class, he's in the top 5, which I guess you could say he should be since he was the number 4 pick. And I know that at the end of the day, these pointless selections don't mean anything, and I probably shouldn't make a big deal of it. But you know what? I am, and I'll explain why the league made a mistake in not selecting either Patrick Williams or Coby White for this game. So what's going on, everyone? You are listening to Bull Central here. Hope you're all doing well. So the Rising Stars game, similar to the All-Star game, has kind of been meaningless for some time now, although it's somewhat entertaining to watch because of the crazy highlight dunks and seeing who are some of the up-and-coming players in the league. But I highly doubt most people watch that game in full and actually try and take away analysis from it. But what people do pay attention to are the players who are selected to it, and as much as it shouldn't matter in the grand scheme of how, players view their careers, it does allow them for them to be recognized, get some national attention, and more importantly, it enables the team who has said player in the Rising Stars Challenge to also get some notoriety and potentially being a more attractive free agency destination. Now I know that might be a bit of a stretch, but I really do think small little things impact a team and how they are viewed in a stage of their rebuild and getting noticed for having up and coming talent. I mean, for Patrick Williams and Coby White, I doubt they really care. Sure, they might have felt a little snubbed, but they're the type of guys that are more focused on winning above all things. Even Patrick Williams, he made a statement when asked about not being included, and he said, "It doesn't bother me. He plays basketball to win and to get better," which I love to hear things like that because I'm all about having guys on the team who are focused on the bigger goal at hand and not focused on flashy accolades and awards that really don't mean anything. But with that aside, here is why these guys should have been selected when you compare them to the players who were chosen for the game, and I say that in quotes since there won't actually be a game. First of all, because there is no actual game, what is the point of having US versus world selections for each team? I mean, even if they were having the game, they really should get rid of that format because I really think they need to go back to having it be rookies versus sophomores, or say even an East versus West type of a format that encompasses both rookies and sophomores. Because if you look at the lineup, and I'll throw up the rosters for you guys, I mean, there's so many players that aren't as deserving on the world team as Patrick Williams and Coby White are. I'm talking about guys like Denny Avdia, Nickeil Alexander-Walker, Dort, Mulder, Campazzo. Like, some of these guys are barely known around the league unless you follow basketball closely. You look at the numbers and the impact that P. Will has had on the court, and it's significantly better than some of these guys. And on top of that, most of them are coming off the bench and getting very little playing time while Williams is starting. And the same can be said about Coby White. I mean, I know as Bulls fans, we've been frustrated with his play at times. He's been very inconsistent at times as well. And of course, everyone gets frustrated with his inability to run the offense and be an effective facilitator as a point guard, which again, I've said he's not designed for that role. He plays much better as an off-ball guard. But at any rate, Coby is averaging 16, 5, and 5, shooting 42% in his second season in the league. I mean, if I'm looking at the other sophomores or rookies for that matter, the only player that really stands out to me that are having better seasons than Coby White are Zion, Ja, and Michael Porter Jr. These are for sophomores anyway. I mean, I guess you could throw in Tyler Hero in there as well, but I wouldn't say he's above and away having a better sophomore season than Coby is. Like Keldon Johnson, really? I mean, he's a nice piece, don't get me wrong, he's a great player, but he's not having a better season than Coby White, in my opinion. I mean, if you look at the USA roster, it is pretty competitive. So for Patrick Williams, it's competitive for him to get in there as a rookie. You got LaMelo Ball, Anthony Edwards, Tyrese Halliburton. They've all had great starts to their rookie years. Wiseman, a little more debatable in terms of whether he should have gotten the nod over Patrick, mainly because Wiseman has missed a good chunk of time so far this season. So yes, I can see why it is hard putting these guys in on the USA side, given how stacked it is. But that's why they need to get rid of the USA versus world format when you have more players from the US versus other parts of the world. That's not to say I don't welcome international players. I absolutely do. I love how global the league has become. But when you have it in this type of format, you hold back guys who are probably more deserving of an award when they're going against significantly more players for that spot, because I think we can all agree that Coby White and Patrick Williams are better and have had better seasons than more than half of the guys on the world roster. That's just my opinion though. I would love to hear what you guys think. Like I said, I know this game is kind of meaningless, but it still bothered me because Williams should have been a shoe-in for something like this. I know that I am a bit biased, of course, but even biases aside, these guys are much more deserving based on the seasons that they've had and the impact they've had on this Bulls team. Let me know what you guys think though. Do you think the league got it right? Let me know in the comments. I know this was a bit of a shorter video, but I had to vent about it. I'll be back out with another video on mid-season grades for each of the Bulls players tomorrow, so be on the lookout for that. Until then, thanks again for tuning in as always, guys, and I will catch you in the next one.